Today, I'm going to show you something very special from 1953. In 1953, Lionel produced the consumer catalog, which is this right here. It's a catalog that they produced hundreds of thousands of, and they were meant to be put in the hands of prospective children and, of course, the parents who are going to buy these trains for their kids. They produced tons of these, and they were available sometime late summer into the fall. Earlier that year, Lionel would have sent out what's called an advance catalog. An advance catalog would have gone to prospective dealers and said, hey, this is what's coming for the model year. Kind of be prepared for that and get a feel for what you'd like to order. Fewer of those were sent out, making those a little harder to find. The hardest to find, though, is a very special catalog that would have been available not long after the advance catalog was distributed, and that is the dealer display catalog, a special catalog that has information in it that says, hey, how can you sell these trains better? And that's what our program is on for today. This right here is the 1953 dealer display catalog, and this is what we're showing you in today's video. Okay guys, this is that 1953 Lionel Trains dealer store display catalog. So this is the front cover of the catalog. Pretty cool. Shows store displays. This is a special catalog. It's got merchandise assortments, and it's the 1953 price list included. So it's kind of a wow, hey, what's inside this? This is the whole idea of this catalog. So as we go to the first two pages, this is on the first two pages is the 1953 price sheet on Lionel trains and accessories, okay? The first two pages are basically showing, hey, what are these trains going to cost? Remember, the advanced catalog is already in the hands of the Lionel dealers, and they want to know what all these are going to cost. So this gives a breakdown of some of the sets, the 027, O-gauge sets, freight cars, and accessories. And on the second page here, it's a continuation of the accessories, replacement accessories, the items such as the 3462P milk platform for $2. All right, as well as some of the lamps and things that are available. All right, if you go to the first page again, it says here that prices subject to change. You will be advised of any necessary changes before shipment, and then prices are guaranteed against voluntary decline. Basically, it's a price thing where if a car were to go less and you've already bought it, you get a credit or a refund for that. So this is really neat, again, showing what the cost of the items for 1953 will be. As we go to the next page here, all right, this is really interesting. This is when, if you're a small dealer, say you're a hardware store or a smaller department store that's going to carry trains just seasonally, you're saying, well, how am I going to get all this stock? So what Lionel offered was an assortment at approximately $2,000 at list price or retail. That was what it would cost for someone who came in to buy it. Now, $2,000, remember, in 1953 was the equivalent of $23,000. That's a very significant sum of money back in 1953. Now, most of the time, these assortments are offered at maybe a 30 to 40% discount. So say, for approximately $1,200, you get $2,000 worth of product for your store. So again, if you're a decent-sized store, this would make a lot of sense. What would you get for that? Well, you get a number of the sort of lower end sets or starter sets, which is what people would come into your store to mostly buy. But there would be a few of the higher dollar sets available to you, as well as some really key pieces. Notice how in this assortment there are a number of new items, say the 6464-1 Western Pacific, the pipe car, those types of things. There's also some older products that may have been carryover from 1952 into 1953. This is a way for a store to have stock where they don't have to buy multiples of, say, the crane car. You'd get 2 of them, and that would probably be all that you necessarily sell during a season. You didn't have to buy 12 or 24 of something. Now, if $2,000 and or $22,000 worth of product isn't in your bag, say you're a smaller store or smaller hardware store, but you still want to carry Lionel trains, then you could go for the $1,000 assortment, which again has more of sort of the starter sets, fewer of the higher end sets, but you still had some really great product, as well as a lot of the new items that were going to be available that year. Really cool. Let's get into the meat of it, and this is the dealer displays. Okay, so this is showing the Lionel Train Display D103. Now this is at a net cost of $45.50. Okay, you can't make this for that kind of money. So the idea was that, hey, this gives something to provide some action on or in your store. So what did you get? So the following merchandise is included and mounted on the display. Just most of the track and the switches and the things that you would have. What's interesting to note is that tracks on the steps are not included. So this is important just to keep from the dealer getting caught off guard. That way when they want to put the tracks on here off of their dealer stock to be able to show some of the trains that are shown. The base is wired for the following accessories: operating barrel car, crossing gate, operating switch tower, highway signal, and the operating freight shed. A marvelous selling display, two-sided visibility. The size is 4 foot by 6 foot. It's colorfully landscaped, sturdy built of wood. It's a really great display. And hey, if you're going to sell trains, you got to have some way to be able to show the trains in action. Nobody wants to see a static display on the wall. It just doesn't sell trains. Turn to the next page here. This is a fantastic display. This is Lionel Train Display D104. Okay, note the special control panel. This is kind of a little extra add-on, and this is important too, because remember, this is a 4x8 display. You got to make sure you have enough room, and notice the added special control panel. Use that little bit extra space where all the controls were certainly isolated to one location. This is an exciting 4x8 foot operating display. This attention-getting Lionel Train display is colorfully landscaped and full of exciting train and accessory action. It will sell more Lionel trains and accessories for you. That's the whole point of these whole displays. It's wired for operation, one set of trains with provision to demonstrate cattle and milk cars on the siding. Note, train set not included with display. So it shows the picture, shows a train set. This is not the one that's included. Now it's a net price of $150. Okay, that was equivalent to almost $1,500 to almost $2,000 back in the day. But remember, you get $164 of stuff with this display, so it made a lot of sense. Ideally, the store would say, you know what, I'm going to make that investment at the end of the season. I'll sell this off, recoup some of that money, if not all the accessories, or sell it as one piece, therefore kind of being a net zero when it's all said and done. All tracks are laid, the base is wired for these accessories. The display fixture D104 includes the following merchandise, so you get all this material. Again, it's $164 worth of stuff for $150. Perfect way to, if you have limited room, but a great way to have operating trains in your store. We go over to the next page here. Okay, all right. We have the Lionel Train Display D105. All right, so this display will operate 2 trains. Hey, more action, more trains being sold. Now, a net price of $200, but you get $156 worth of merchandise when you buy this, okay? All right, which is really neat. I love this right here. It's designed to stop traffic and build sales. Lionel loved including that type of nomenclature into things. This is wired for operation, 2 sets of trains with siding, wired to demonstrate cattle and milk cars. Train sets not included with display. Remember, attorneys worked at Lionel as well. They wanted to make sure there was no confusion as to what you would get. This display includes the following merchandise: all the accessories, you get a milk platform, you get an oil well, and a transformer, all the fun stuff that you would need to run this display. This display is a compact 5 by 9 foot size, beautiful scenic fixtures, complete with control panel for simple operation. Great display. As we move to the next page, then we get to the good stuff, okay? This is the Lionel Train Display D106. This display will operate 3 trains, okay? How can it operate 3 trains? Well, this is a magnificent 2-level display, 8 foot by 8 foot, beautifully landscaped in striking colors. All tracks are laid and completely wired for accessories. What does it cost? $250. Remember, this is $2,500 to $3,000 in today's money. Now you get $211 worth of merchandise included, everything from lampposts to bumpers to oil wells to all the things associated with it, including a ZW transformer, which was not cheap back in the day. Note the special control panel where everything was located. This is wired to run 3 sets of trains with provision for siding to demonstrate cattle and milk cars, which are big sellers. And this is, again, you want to show these things working, the cattle car or the milk car. This is how you sold product. Great display. So the next page here shows the Lionel Accessory Dealer Display D101. This is a little bit different. This is more of a counter display. And this counter display for a net price of $49 gets you $74 worth of materials and things to sell. The display is completely wired and all accessories are furnished. Okay, and that's important because Lionel didn't want to have any confusion of what came with these. The display, the following are mounted on the display, which is the tracks and switches, but also included with the display and packed in individual containers are the following: the signal bridge, a crossing gate, and the operating loader. So this is a completely wired, ready to mount accessories and operate all necessary controllers mounted on the fixture. Now the size of this was the base was 23 inches square by 21 inches high, just so that the dealers knew that this would fit in the location that they were planned. They would maybe get one of these cool dealer displays, and then they would also get this too. That way it allowed them to sell some of the things that people would need to expand their layout. As we move to the next page, there's another one of the counter displays. This is a really cool display. This is the Lionel Small Accessory Display and Stock Cabinet, lettered number D102. Okay. All right. For a net price of $24.75, you would get about $40 worth of merchandise. So this was a deal, an absolute no-brainer for a dealer to order. The merchandise listed below is regular stock included in the cabinet. Okay. You'd get the controllers. You'd get a 12-pack of the 925 lubricants. You'd get your smoke pellets. You'd get 25, the pins and all the things that you would need to be able to, be the accessories that everyone would need when they bought a train set. Size of this was the front view, 16 inches high, okay, 12 inches wide, and 7.5 inches deep. So this is something that would fit on pretty much any counter. This showed the front, and what was mounted were all the items, the controllers, the lubricant, the smoke pellets, so that people could see what they wanted, point to what they want, and then on the back, or in the back, was where everything was stored. So if they need a smoke pellet, you pulled back here, grab some of the smoke pellets, and out the door they would go. At the end of the season, take all this stuff off, sell it, and then this was just sturdy cardboard, and these displays would typically get trashed, maybe used another season, but not much more than that. All right. What's also really neat on this page is saying, hey, you're not alone. Okay. Lionel trains are nationally advertised in leading magazines, comic supplements, newspapers, and on the radio and television. This is a big deal because if a store is going to make a significant financial outlay to have Lionel trains in their store, they want to make sure they have the ability to sell it. Eyeballs on Lionel trains and people looking for them coming to your store is the way to go. As we go to the next page here, this is a really cool thing. All right, Lionel knew that they could not get enough of these catalogs in the hands of the kids and parents who were going to buy them. So this is a special, smaller edition of the big Lionel catalog. This is 32 pages, 4-color cover, 4-color center spread, and the balance in 2 colors. In other words, the rest of the catalog. Complete in every respect. So you get another one of these catalogs. Now these are for dealers who want additional Lionel catalogs. Okay, now why did they need additional catalogs? Okay, it shows here down below. So it is a miniature of the big Lionel 4-color catalog, complete in every Lionel train accessory, created to meet the insistent demand of the dealers for the additional catalogs as a supplement to their regular allotment for the big Lionel 4-color catalog. In other words, Lionel could not supply everyone with the full color catalog. They had allotments to each of the stores. Bigger stores certainly got more than smaller stores. So some of these stores really wanted more catalogs to put in people's hands. So for 5 cents each, you can get, in lots of 200, you could get a 5.5 by 8 inch pocket size, but complete in every respect, catalog. Order all you want at 5 cents from your direct from your distributor or from Lionel. All right, which is really interesting about this. It also shows the timing of all this. Okay, all orders for catalogs must be in our hands before May 30th. Please order promptly. So remember, this catalog got sent to dealers. They've had the advanced catalog. They know what's coming. This shows them, hey, stuff to sell. This is in the spring or the early summer, where they're having to make decisions on what they're going to have in their showrooms or what they're going to show and what they're going to sell, how they're going to help sell it. And these are big investments, and they want to know and make sure that they have enough to be able to show that. It's really cool showing the miniature displays. Now on the back cover, Again, it doesn't stop. Okay, all right, you've got the illuminated Lionel sign for window or store interior. This is a really eye-catching display. All right, and this is an eye-arresting sign. Is 7 3/4 inches high by 19.5 inches long. Okay, the lettering and trains are processed on plastic face and illuminated by a 15-watt fluorescent lamp. Low cost of operation, very striking in appearance. Quickly tells the customer that you feature and sell Lionel trains and accessories. This is sent prepaid for $10. Okay, so for $10 you get this really cool display, and the sign may be suspended from the ceiling or will rest on the counter on its own base. All hardware included, so you get everything for that $10. Again, lastly, it's showing you, hey, you're not going to be alone in this process, okay? So you got free advertising mats to promote Lionel trains. These are just a few of them that will be mailed to you free. So you would mail these, you would put your store name here, put this in, say, a local newspaper and say, hey, we carry Lionel trains. And again, Lionel made sure you had everything you needed to be able to maximize. So again, this is the Lionel 1953 dealer display catalog. Hey guys, that's my video. Hey, if you like what you saw, please let me know. And if you want to see more in the future, please subscribe to Brian's Train Room. There's a comment section down below. Please use that to let me know how things are going and what I can do to make these videos better. As well as, if there's something you want me to search out and find, put it in there. If it exists, I'm going to find it and I'll show it at one of these future videos. I don't do this alone. I've got friends and certainly fellow collectors who have generously opened up their collections and shared pieces with me so I can take videos and therefore share them with you. And that's the whole goal of all this, is to get that information out there and have some fun with collecting. So I gave a shout out to some of those guys right at the very end. You'll see a little bit of list at the end of the video. So thanks guys, I'm Brian, and thank you for joining me. Brian's Train Room.